Welcome to Cosmic Echoes listeners. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Today we're exploring some of the most breathtaking events the universe has to offer. Calling this one Celestial Spectacles.
Ooh, good title.
Unveiling the universe's most breathtaking astronomical events.
Love it.
We've got a fantastic mix of sources lined up for you.
Really?
Yeah. Scientific papers, historical accounts,
Oh, wow.
cultural interpretations, even some practical tips for all you skywatchers out there.
That's awesome. It's amazing, how these events like eclipses and meteor showers can just inspire this sense of awe and wonder
Totally.
that transcends cultures and time.
Absolutely. And that's what we're here to explore today.
Yeah.
Not just what these events are,
Right.
but why they've fascinated humanity for centuries and what they can reveal about our place in this vast cosmos.
It's fascinating. One of the things that always gets me is how these seemingly magical events
Yeah.
can be predicted
Really?
with such incredible accuracy. Thanks to our understanding of,
Oh, yeah.
celestial mechanics,
It's true.
it really speaks to the order and predictability of the universe.
It's mind-blowing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Like a giant cosmic clockwork.
I like that.
All right, so speaking of predictable,
Right.
yet awe-inspiring events, let's start with eclipses.
Okay.
Our sources describe them as events where one celestial body
Right.
moves into the shadow of another.
Yeah, and it's important to distinguish between the two main types,
Yeah.
solar and lunar eclipses.
Oh, God.
So a solar eclipse
Oh, yeah.
happens when the moon passes between the sun and Earth,
Okay.
blocking sunlight and casting a shadow on Earth.
So basically, the moon acts like a giant cosmic shade,
Exactly.
temporarily turning day into night.
Yeah.
I've heard people describe the experience of totality during a solar eclipse
Oh,
as almost otherworldly.
yeah. And during totality,
Right.
the sun's corona,
Mm-hmm.
that outer atmosphere we usually can't see,
Oh, yeah.
becomes visible.
Oh, wow.
It's a truly breathtaking sight.
I bet.
Our sources actually mention a particularly significant solar eclipse
Oh, really?
that occurred in 1919.
Okay.
It actually played a key role in proving Einstein's theory of general relativity.
Wait, so a celestial event
Yeah.
helped validate one of the most groundbreaking scientific theories of all time?
It did.
Okay, I need to hear more about this.
So during that eclipse,
Yeah?
scientists observed
Uh-huh.
that the sun's gravity bent the light from distant stars,
Oh, wow.
just as Einstein had predicted.
Really?
It was a monumental observation,
Wow.
confirming his theory and really revolutionizing
Right.
our understanding of gravity and the universe.
That's incredible. Oh, it's like the universe itself
Yeah,
provided the evidence to support Einstein's genius.
I love that.
So speaking of eclipses,
Yeah,
we can't forget about lunar eclipses.
of course.
So in a lunar eclipse,
Right.
it's the Earth
Yeah.
that comes between the sun and the moon,
Uh-huh.
casting its shadow on the lunar surface.
Right.
And unlike solar eclipses,
Yep.
lunar eclipses are safe to view with the naked eye.
You don't need any special glasses.
No special glasses
Yeah.
needed. Perfect for those of us
Yeah,
who are a little forgetful.
I hear that.
But I've heard about this phenomena
Oh, yeah.
during some lunar eclipses
Mm-hmm.
where the moon turns kind of a reddish color,
Right.
the so-called blood moon.
Mm-hmm.
What causes that?
The blood moon.
Yeah,
A sight steeped in both scientific wonder
I bet.
and historical superstition.
Okay.
It all comes down to something called Rayleigh scattering.
Okay, I've heard that term before,
Yeah,
but I'm a little fuzzy on the details. Can you break it down for us?
absolutely.
Awesome.
So during a total lunar eclipse,
Okay.
Earth blocks direct sunlight
Mhm.
from reaching the moon.
Right.
However, some sunlight still manages to reach the lunar surface,
Okay.
but it has to pass through Earth's atmosphere first.
So Earth's atmosphere acts like a filter
Precisely.
for the sunlight.
And here's the key.
Okay.
Earth's atmosphere scatters away.
Mm-hmm.
Shorter wavelengths of light, like
Right.
blue and violet,
Oh, okay.
more effectively than longer wavelengths,
Okay.
like red and orange.
So the red light makes it through
Exactly.
and bathes the moon in that eerie crimson glow.
Yeah, it's like Earth's atmosphere is creating this
It is.
giant natural spotlight,
It's so cool.
turning the moon red.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the intensity of the red can vary
Oh, yeah.
depending on atmospheric conditions, right?
Yeah.
Like dust pollution,
Right.
even volcanic ash can affect the shade of the blood moon.
It can.
Wow. So no two blood moons are exactly alike.
That's right.
That makes them even more special.
Uh-huh.
But beyond the science,
Yeah.
it's fascinating how these events have been interpreted throughout history.
It is.
Our sources mention that blood moons were often seen as omens
Oh.
or signs of impending doom.
They were ancient cultures around the world, developed myths and legends to explain these events.
Okay.
For example, in ancient China, a lunar eclipse was believed to be a celestial dragon.
Oh, wow.
Trying to devour the moon.
Dragons and eclipses.
I know.
Talk about a dramatic story.
Right.
But I can see how these seemingly inexplicable events would have sparked such imaginative interpretations.
Definitely. In a time before science could explain these phenomena, myths and legends really help people make sense of the world around them. And in a way, those stories connect us to the awe and wonder that people have felt for millennia when gazing up at the night sky.
It's a reminder that even though we have scientific explanations now, the universe still holds this sense of mystery and fascination.
Precisely. And there are so many more celestial spectacles that inspire that same sense of wonder.
Well, then let's keep exploring.
Yeah.
We've got a universe of wonders to uncover.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
So we were talking about, these events. They're rooted in these predictable scientific principles.
Right.
But they can still evoke such a primal sense of wonder.
It's true.
Even fear in some cases.
Right, like a reminder that we're just this small part of something so much bigger than ourselves. This universe full of mysteries and forces beyond our control.
Definitely.
Speaking of forces beyond our control, let's shift gears from eclipses for a second. Talk about those streaks of light.
Oh, yeah.
That suddenly blaze across the night sky.
I love those.
Meteors.
Ah, meteor showers.
Yeah.
Those fleeting moments of celestial brilliance.
I know, it's true.
They occur when the Earth passes through a stream of debris left behind by a comet.
Okay.
Or in some cases, an asteroid.
So picture Earth on its journey around the sun. Cruising through a cosmic dust cloud.
I like that analogy.
What happens next?
So as Earth encounters this debris field, these tiny particles, often no bigger than a grain of sand.
Oh, wow.
They collide with our atmosphere at incredible speeds.
And that's what creates those fiery streaks.
Exactly. The friction generated by these high-speed collisions causes the particles to burn up.
Oh, wow.
Creating those bright, fleeting streaks of light we call meteors.
And there are certain times of year when we can expect to see more of these meteors, right?
You're right.
I've heard of the Perseids.
Yes.
And the Leonids.
The Leonids.
Our sources mention a few others as well.
There are several well-known meteor showers that occur annually.
Okay.
The Perseids, which peak in August.
Yeah.
Known for their bright and fast meteors.
Right.
Often leaving persistent trails.
Perfect for those warm summer nights.
Precisely.
Spend stargazing.
Then we have the Leonids in November, which have the potential for incredibly intense meteor storms.
Oh, wow.
Imagine seeing hundreds of meteors streaking across the sky every hour.
That would be an unforgettable sight.
It would.
And our sources mentioned the Geminids.
Right.
Which peak in December. What makes them unique?
The Geminids are interesting because they originate from an asteroid.
Oh, wow.
Rather than a comet.
Interesting.
And unlike other showers that are best viewed after midnight,
the
Geminids can be seen earlier in the evening.
That makes them a great option for families.
Exactly.
With younger children who might not want to stay up too late.
And for anyone wanting to witness a meteor shower, our sources recommend finding a dark location away from city lights, lying back and letting your eyes adjust to the darkness.
Patience is key when it comes to sky watching.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't you say?
The longer you watch, the more likely you are to catch those spectacular streaks of light.
So cool.
And speaking of spectacular light shows.
Oh, yeah.
Let's move from the fleeting brilliance of meteors to a display that can last for hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The Northern Lights.
The Aurora Borealis.
Yeah.
It's been on my bucket list for years.
It's amazing.
I've seen pictures and videos.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine how breathtaking it must be.
Oh, it truly is a mesmerizing spectacle.
Really?
Imagine vibrant curtains of green, pink, and violet light.
Wow.
Dancing across the night sky.
Oh my gosh.
Shifting and shimmering like a celestial ballet.
But what causes this magical display?
It all starts with the sun.
Okay.
Charged particles from the sun, carried by solar wind, interact with Earth's magnetic field.
So these particles are constantly bombarding our planet?
Yes, but Earth's magnetic field acts as a shield.
Okay.
Deflecting most of them.
Right.
However, some particles manage to penetrate the field near the poles.
And that's where the magic happens.
Precisely.
Okay.
These charged particles then collide with atoms in Earth's atmosphere, releasing energy in the form of light.
Wow.
And the colors we see depend on the type of gas the particles collide with.
Interesting.
And the altitude of the collision.
So it's like a giant natural neon sign.
That's a great analogy.
Powered by the sun.
And while the northern lights are typically most visible at high latitudes, like Norway, Iceland, or Alaska, during periods of high solar activity, they can sometimes be seen at lower latitudes as well.
That's right. I remember reading about instances where the northern lights were even visible in parts of the United States during intense solar storms.
It's a reminder that even though these events happen high above us, they're intimately connected to the sun, our star, millions of miles away.
And just as we have the northern lights in the northern hemisphere, there's also a southern lights, or aurora australis, in the southern hemisphere.
Equally mesmerizing, I imagine.
I bet.
Though perhaps less frequently observed due to the location.
That's right. The southern lights occur primarily over Antarctica and the surrounding oceans, making them less accessible to most viewers.
Unfortunately.
But for those lucky enough to witness either display,
I know.
It must be an unforgettable experience.
It is.
A testament to the power and beauty of our universe.
For sure.
Now, we've talked about eclipses, meteor showers, and the northern lights. But there's another celestial phenomenon.
Oh, yeah?
That's a bit more subtle.
Okay.
But still captures our imaginations.
Yeah.
Supermoons.
Supermoons.
Yeah.
Those times when the full moon appears larger and brighter in the sky.
Yeah, it's a subtle difference.
It is.
But noticeable to those who pay attention.
It is.
So what makes a supermoon super?
It all comes down to the moon's orbit.
Okay.
The moon's orbit around Earth
Right.
isn't perfectly circular.
Yeah.
It's slightly elliptical.
Okay.
This means that there are times when the moon is closer to Earth and times when it's farther away.
And a supermoon occurs when a full moon coincides with the moon's closest approach to Earth. It's perigee.
During a supermoon, the moon can appear up to 14% larger and 30% brighter.
That's a lot.
Than a full moon at its apogee.
Okay.
Its farthest point from Earth.
That's a significant difference.
It is.
No wonder they capture our attention.
And it's interesting that the term supermoon itself is relatively recent.
Really?
Our sources mention that it was coined by an astrologer.
Oh, wow.
Not an astronomer.
Interesting.
The term gained popularity in the media.
Yeah.
And public discourse.
Right.
Even though it doesn't have a formal scientific definition.
It's a great example of how certain terms, regardless of their origins, can capture the public imagination.
Sure.
And become part of our lexicon.
Absolutely.
It speaks to the enduring fascination with the cosmos.
It does.
A fascination that bridges science, culture, even astrology.
Now, our sources provide some helpful tips.
Oh, cool.
For photographers who want to capture the beauty of a supermoon. Okay.
They recommend using a telephoto lens to zoom in and a tripod to keep the cameras steady.
Makes sense.
For those long exposures.
Yeah, and composing your shot with interesting foreground elements.
Yes.
Like trees or buildings, context and scale, make the moon appear even more impressive.
It does.
Great advice for those aspiring astrophotographers out there.
Yes.
And speaking of capturing celestial beauty, we can't forget about those moments when day and night are in perfect balance.
I know what you're talking about.
The equinoxes.
The equinoxes.
Yes.
They mark a special point in Earth's yearly journey around the sun.
I like that.
They occur twice a year, once in spring and once in autumn.
And during the equinoxes, day and night are roughly equal in length.
That's right.
All over the planet.
It happens because Earth's axis is tilted at about 23.5 degrees.
Right.
And during the equinoxes, this tilt is positioned in such a way that neither hemisphere is tilted toward or away from the sun.
So the sun's rays hit the Earth directly at the equator,
yes,
resulting in roughly equal hours of daylight and darkness worldwide.
It's a moment of equilibrium, a cosmic balancing act.
Oh, I like that.
The vernal equinox, or spring equinox, occurs around March 20th or 21st, marking the astronomical start of spring in the northern hemisphere.
And the autumnal equinox, or fall equinox, occurs around September 22nd or 23rd, signaling the beginning of autumn in the northern hemisphere.
Of course, these dates are reversed in the southern hemisphere.
Right, of course.
And beyond the science,
Yeah.
our sources delve into the cultural significance of the equinoxes.
Oh, cool.
Highlighting various festivals and traditions celebrated around the world.
For instance, now is the Persian New Year.
Yes.
Coincides with the vernal equinox.
Right.
And is celebrated as a time of renewal and rebirth.
It is.
It's amazing how a celestial event
can mark the start of a new year.
Right.
And inspire such joyful traditions.
Absolutely. And many cultures celebrate harvest festivals around the autumnal equinox.
Yeah.
Giving thanks for the abundance of the earth and preparing for the coming winter.
These celebrations reflect the deep connection between humanity and the cycles of nature.
For sure.
Marking the changing seasons and the rhythms of life on our planet.
It's a reminder that we're part of a larger cosmic dance.
I love that.
Influenced by the movements of our planet and its relationship with the sun.
It's a humbling and awe-inspiring thought.
Absolutely.
These events, while predictable and scientifically explainable, still hold a special place in our hearts and imaginations.
They do.
They connect us to something bigger than ourselves.
Yes.
To the vastness and mystery of the universe.
And there's always something new to discover and explore. Even with all our scientific advancements. The cosmos continues to surprise and amaze us.
Well said.
Thanks.
And speaking of exploring and discovering, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the drama of eclipses to the fleeting beauty of meteor showers, the mesmerizing dance of the northern lights, and the subtle grandeur of supermoons.
Each of these celestial spectacles offers a unique glimpse into the workings of our universe and our place within it.
They inspire awe, wonder,
they do,
and a sense of connection to something much greater than ourselves.
And they remind us that even in the face of the vastness and complexity of the cosmos, there's a beauty and order to be found.
It's a message that's both humbling and empowering.
It is.
And as we conclude our deep dive into these celestial wonders, I hope our listeners are left with a renewed sense of curiosity.
Me too.
And a desire to keep exploring the mysteries of the universe.
Absolutely.
There's a whole universe out there waiting to be discovered.
It is.
And who knows what other wonders await us.
Right.
As we continue to look up at the night sky with wonder and a thirst for knowledge.
So, listeners, we encourage you to embrace your curiosity. Seek out dark skies whenever you can. And let yourselves be amazed by the celestial spectacles that unfold above us. You know, it's fascinating how these events, while governed by scientific laws, also have such a profound impact on human culture and traditions.
It's like the universe is kind of weaving together. Science and storytelling.
I like that.
Creating a tapestry of wonder and meaning.
It's true.
Speaking of cultural significance. We've talked about how eclipses and meteor showers have been interpreted throughout history. But our sources also delve into the traditions and celebrations associated with the equinox.
The equinoxes. Those moments of perfect balance between day and night.
I love that.
Have held special meaning for cultures.
Around the world for centuries.
For instance, we talked about now is the Persian New Year.
Which
coincides with the vernal equinox and celebrates renewal and rebirth.
It does.
It's amazing how a celestial event can mark the start of a new year and inspire such joyful traditions.
Absolutely. And many cultures celebrate harvest festivals around the autumnal equinox. Giving thanks for the abundance of the earth and preparing for the coming winter.
It's a reminder that we're deeply connected to the rhythms of nature.
For sure.
And these celestial events serve as markers in our collective journey through the year.
The equinoxes in particular highlight the cyclical nature of time and the balance between these opposing forces.
Oh, like what?
Like light and darkness. Growth and dormancy.
It's a reminder that even in the face of constant change, there's this fundamental order to the universe.
There is. But beyond the cultural significance, the equinoxes also offer a unique perspective on Earth's place in the solar system.
So during the equinoxes, Earth's axis is tilted, neither toward nor away from the sun. It's as if our planet is standing upright.
I like that.
perfectly balanced in its orbit.
And that balance translates in equal hours of daylight and darkness all over the planet.
Precisely. It's a reminder that even though we experience variations in daylight throughout the year, there are these two special days when the entire world is united by this equilibrium.
It's a beautiful thought, isn't it?
It is.
That for this brief moment, we're all bathed in the same amount of sunlight.
Yeah.
Regardless of where we are on this planet.
It's a reminder of our interconnectedness, not just with each other, but with the cosmos as a whole.
Now, as we wrap up our deep dives into these celestial spectacles, I'm curious to hear your final thoughts.
Sure.
What key message do you hope our listeners take away?
Okay, well, I think the most important takeaway is that the universe is the source of endless wonder and inspiration. Whether it's the drama of an eclipse, the fleeting beauty of a meteor shower, or the serene balance of the equinoxes.
I agree.
There's always something out there to marvel at and learn from.
Absolutely. These events connect us to the vastness of the cosmos.
I do.
And remind us that we're part of something so much bigger than ourselves.
And they also highlight the power of scientific understanding.
That's true.
By studying these events, we've been able to unravel some of the mysteries of the universe and gain a deeper appreciation for its beauty and complexity.
Exactly. Science provides us with the tools to understand the how and why behind these phenomena, but it doesn't diminish the awe and wonder they inspire.
In fact, I think scientific understanding enhances our appreciation.
I agree.
When we know the science behind an eclipse or a meteor shower, it makes the experience even more profound.
I think so too. So listeners, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep learning, and keep looking up at the night sky with a sense of wonder and curiosity.
There's a whole universe out there waiting to be discovered.
And don't forget to visit GalileoWhispers.com for more information.
Yes.
And resources to fuel your cosmic explorations.
Until next time.
On Cosmic Echoes.
Keep seeking out those breathtaking celestial moments.